Ikechukwu Bodman might be the last one in his family with 2 brothers and sisters, but he sure ain't spoiled and varied his interest in sports before finally settling for the money-spinning one. His educational background was sound, as his father, though not a military man but a pharmacist, passionate about education, ensured he was well-groomed, as education and football goes very well.
The last of the 5 of Mr. Obed Boardman. My mother is Lucy Boardman. I have 3 brothers, and actually 2 brothers and 2 sisters, so I married 5. And I studied in CIC Enugu, College of the Immaculate Conception. I started with actually WTC in my high school, elementary school. Then I went to secondary school in CIC, College of the Immaculate Conception. From College of the Immaculate Conception, during my years, I was the football captain in College of the Immaculate Conception. I was also in elementary school. I was also the football captain. Then after CIC, I was drafted to play for Rangers International. No, what happened is that I came from an educator-oriented family. My father was a pharmacist. My mother was actually a trader. My mother didn't actually. My mother probably graduated from elementary 6 or something like that. If I play, he doesn't want me to play, or he didn't want me to play. He wanted me to study. And I could remember in those days he wasn't actually being mean. Later I realized, but at the time I thought he was being mean. But he wanted me to have education. And I remember one of my games in high school. It was CIC against Okunano boys. And after the game, we won the game. And I actually sneaked out. He didn't know that I went to play the game. But after the game, the school, the students started singing from Enugu Stadium, from stadium across my house. My house is actually in Morehouse. My family house is still in Morehouse, Ugwi, Enugu. And they were singing with my name and passed by my house. So my father realized that I actually played. So I came back, he punished me for playing the game. And, but anyway, he was more interested in education than anything else. And myself, I was interested in football. And, but he pushed me. I became interested also in education. And now I'm very grateful to God for giving me that education, because that gives me the flexibility to do a lot of different things. And also, even when I graduated from University of San Francisco, I could still play. I played a couple of years professionally before I retired. And I'm so glad you mentioned this, because it's one of the things that in Yomi's show in LTV, I presented a paper on how to combine education and football. And so I'm not regretting at all that I have education. It's definitely, I believe I'm a complete person right now with combination of football and education. I also played basketball, not really big time, but it was also something that I enjoy playing. So I played tennis. I also played basketball, these 2 sports. I wanted to do something also different from football. So I always enjoy watching American, when I was young, American basketball. So I got involved in basketball a little bit. My sister was also playing tennis for East Central State in those days. So I was always watching her playing. So I participated in that also a little bit, but I focused mostly in football.
Kenneth Bodman, as he was known, started showing football skills, and though he was beaten severally, he did not relent in his passion for soccer, helped along by faithful friends like Stephen Keshi.
When I was drafted to play for Rangers in 1979, it was November. They registered me 1980. As a matter of fact, when after Nigeria won the Cup of Nations. So they invited me. Well, they invited me in 1979. That 1980, I started playing fully for Rangers, and I played most of all the matches for Rangers in those days. And from Rangers, I was invited to play for the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, the junior team. Yes, after playing for the Flying Eagles at the time, I was everything went within short period of time from CIC, from my high school days, secondary school days, then to Rangers, then from Rangers to Flying Eagles, and from Flying Eagles that same year. After we played for the Flying Eagles, we actually won a lot of matches in Africa. We lost in the World Cup qualifying for the junior team under 21 at the time. And one of the players that was playing also with me, my teammates were Dekoka Adilabu, Adeshina, Stephen Keshi, and Lukman Oshun. We were all in Flying Eagles. Then from Flying Eagles, they invited 5 of us to the national team, Green Eagles. And that was after they won the Cup of Nations. So we are not among those that got the house and the money or whatever, but we were very glad to be part of the team. That's the dream of every player, to play for the nation. So 1980 was the time that I came into Green Eagles.
Popularly known as SKB, he is happily married and blessed with children. Budman keeps his home together with his passion, cooking. Sports is also an essential.
Yes, very smart question. During my elementary school days, I wrote something on my locker. S stands for skipper, because I was the captain. K stands for Kenneth, and B stands for Boardman. And I wrote that name, alphabets on my locker, just to distinguish, so that somebody doesn't steal my my locker, you know. And so one of the students just started calling me SKB, and since then I'm known as SKB all over, even in the United States, in Enugu, and also in Lagos. During the time that I was coaching in the United States, these clubs, I usually take my kids to the camps. And the two boys, I always take them to the camps. And they are playing football now. Actually, the girl who is 5 now, it's showing more interest. I just started taking her. She's showing more interest in football than the guys, because now is the only sport she know now. But the boys also they play basketball now, and they play basketball. They play football, American football, and they also play the real football, the soccer. So I just wanted to expose them to different sports, so in future they can decide on what they want to, whichever one they want to do. I would love for them to play football and hopefully play for Nigeria. But like a family.
Now no longer an active footballer, he had his stints in coaching, and now he is on the board of Enugu Rangers International. How, when, and where? Let us hear.
Actually, I have many people that I admire. For example, Chief Philip Asiodu. I admired him. He was the first Nigerian PAMSEC. Fantastic man, well educated. I enjoy visiting him because each time that I visit him, I get a lot of knowledge. And he will educate me about Nigeria, First Republic, and so on. Of course, one of the persons that I was looking up to in those days was Shegu Odebomi, who played for Nigeria, and I enjoyed being around him. He is a good motivator up till now. When I ask him, when I need information or advice, I call him. We don't talk every day, but when I call him, he will always give me good advice. I also admired him, and I thank him for all the things he has done. I don't see him like I used to, but still I have him in my heart. Yes, I actually have a coaching license from the United States. I have coached under 12, under 13, under 18 in DVSC football club. It's a youth football club. I coached there, and I also coach Mustang Football Club. These are elite youth football camps or youth football clubs in the United States, in California. I enjoyed being around kids, and it gave me joy to be able to give back to the kids. And this is some of the things sometimes I feel guilty. I haven't given enough to the kids of Nigeria. And up till today, their parents still call me to seek advice in terms of which university their children will go, how they will get scholarship, and all of these things. And they still use me now to give them more information on that. So yes, I've coached, although I really don't want to be a coach. I don't want to, that's not my profession at this time. I think it's a great thing to be a coach, but it's just not my profession right now. Actually a board member in Enugu Rangers, and I recently obtained exclusive rights with my company, SKB Executive Marketing Limited, to rebrand and reposition the club. And that's my newest project right now. That's what I've been doing. We have been doing is to let people know that Enugu Rangers of 4 years ago is not Enugu Rangers of today. We have a new coach, we have new players, we have new management, and we want to increase the awareness of the club, and also attract sponsors. For example, the last match they played against Enyimba, the marketing strategy which we implemented helped to bring in about 15,000 people in the game. Our plan is to make sure that the club is managed properly, that the club recruits the best players, that the people of Nigeria, including the Enugu State, know the players, see the changes that we're trying to implement, and also attract a crowd and sponsors to sponsor Rangers, so that His Excellency Sullivan Chime can channel the funds that is channeling to Rangers to other things to help the state. So and it's working at this time.
His favorite food, drink, and color he shares with sports legend.
My favorite food actually is pounded yam, nsala soup. I love nsala soup. My mother is from Oheta. It's a very small town it's close to Atani, close to Onisha. It's called Oheta. Nobody knows Oheta, but anyway, that's where my mother is from. And I remember in those days, if we come back to the village, they will just take the canoe, go to the river, and catch fish and make nsala for us, and pound yam. So that's my favorite food, pounded yam, and they call it white soup. That's my favorite soup. I also like okra, but I like nsala the best. My favorite drink is actually, I like champagne. I drink champagne occasionally. I'm not a heavy drinker. I'm one of those that we are convinced and brainwashed when I was playing that alcohol will have effect on you if you drink alcohol, that you will not be able to perform. Actually, they actually convinced me, although I don't believe that now. But then I didn't start drinking till I was probably 20-something years old. I never had alcohol. Occasionally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, except if you overdo it, then something, then it's not good. Yes, then it will have a negative effect. But, like every other thing, if you don't overdo it, then you're fine. But if you overdo it, then you have a problem. My favorite color is actually blue and red combination. That's my favorite color. My favorite thing is I like food. I eat good food, and because I like good food, I can cook, and I love to cook. Sometimes it's a little difficult to please me in terms of cooking. It has to be right, and if it's not right, I don't feel comfortable. So sometimes I will take over to cook because I happen to know how to cook. I thank my mother for teaching me how to cook when I was growing up. We had about 3 maids in the house, but my father and my mother made us do everything that the maid does or did at the time. Wash the cars, sweep the floor, clean the table, do everything in the house. And that's why now that thing is part of me. I like my room or my office to be very clean, and I can do those things. So my favorite thing is I love to cook, and I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy eating good food. The way I cook white soup or salad soup is I will boil the meat. I will boil meat. Sometimes I use fresh fish, combination of chicken and also beef. I like assorted. Then after cooking the meat, towards when the meat is almost done, I will put onions while I'm boiling the meat actually. Then I will put, if the meat is almost done and the fish, I will put, pound yam. And I don't know how to explain it. I will pound the yam and take a little bit of the pounded yam and put inside the soup. And the goal of that pounded yam inside the soup is to get it thicker, not to be too watery. Then I will put pepper. I will make sure put onions. I love Maggi. I will put Maggi.